there was a man, and he was tall and he was strong, and he had a father, and not one but 2 brothers. And they lived inside of a great house. And inside of this house, and his name was Nils. His name was Nils, and he lived in that house with his father and his 2 brothers. But his brothers did nothing. Not one single piece of work. And it made him angry. Never a word of please. Never a word of thank you. And one day he awoke. And as he came down the stairs, he thought to himself, I will not let my brothers talk to me without saying please, without saying thank you. And his heart was beating inside of his chest, and he took his arrows from off the wall. He took a bow from off his back, and he started to run. And as he ran, he thought that he knew all of that place, in amongst all of the trees. He thought that he knew the whole of that place, and he ran, and he ran, and as he ran, he thought, I will not let my brothers talk to me like that, and he stopped. And when he stopped amongst the trees, he decided he was going to turn around and go back to his house. But when he turned around, he was lost. He did not know this place, and all he could see were eyes. All he could see were pads, paws and claws, and he was frightened. And there, in the middle of all of the darkness, he heard a great and a terrible scream. Ah!
Was that a heart attack?
You should have seen your faces. I must tell you that before they had computers, before they had mobile phones, they would ask a storyteller. And that's what I do for a living. I tell stories. But I love the fact that storytellers would make people smile, would make people laugh, they would make people jump. And can I just point out, you jumped, okay? Can you turn round instead of looking at her? Turn round and face me. No, you, turn your chair, please, and face me. Okay, so that you're not pulling faces at each other. I'm watching. I'm a teacher. Oh, good. And this is the way of it. He might have been frightened, but there was no way that he would stop. And as he walked amongst the trees, he looked and he saw that there was an old man. An old man with a hat upon his head, a cloak upon his back, and he stood there, and he was surrounded not by 1 or 5 or 10, but 24 wolves, all with pads, paws and claws, long sharp teeth. And they were coming closer and closer to the old man. You look this way now. Enough. And this is the way of it. He might have been frightened for himself, but he did not hesitate for a heartbeat. He took an arrow from off his back, placed it upon a bow, and he let it fly through the air towards the biggest of all of the wolves, and it went deep inside of its heart, and the wolf died on that spot. Blood at its lips. And now there were 23 wolves around one old man. And he looked, and now the second greatest of all of the wolves pulled himself back and was about to leap in the air when he took an arrow and let it fly through the air, and it stuck straight into its throat, and that wolf died upon the spot. And now there were 22 wolves. And wolves are like bullies, because when there are many of them, they feel strong. But when there was only 22, they pulled the bodies away from that place. And the old man looked and said, "Thank you. You helped me. Please, come here." And Nils, for that was the name of the young man, Nils came down and looked at this old man. He had white hair that hung over his shoulders, a long thin beard upon his chin and chest. And he looked and he said, "You helped me. You helped me. I will give you a reward. What do you want in this world?" And Nils said, "I am cold. I am hungry. I need to go to sleep underneath the roof of your house." And the old man laughed and said, "I would give that to anyone. You must think of better things." Nils went back to his house, lay down and slept. And the next morning, in that place between sleeping and waking and dreaming, a shadow passed over his eyes, and when he looked, he saw that there was a woman, a beautiful woman. She stood there. She looked at him. She said, "Kind sir," her voice was sweet like honey. She said, "Kind sir, please, you helped my father. I will help you. He is a magician. He can make magic, and he is a magician, and he could offer you gold. He can offer you silver. He can offer you diamonds, but you must say no. What you must ask for is the old horse that he keeps at the back of the house." Nils rubbed at his eyes, and when he opened them again, the woman had gone, and there stood the old man. He looked. "You, sir, you helped me. Now I will help you. Would you wish to have gold?" And Nils said, "No." "Then you must want silver." And Nils said, "No." "In that case, I shall offer you diamonds that would burst at your pockets." And Nils said, "No. What I want is the old horse that you keep at the back of the house." And here the old man smiled. "I think someone has helped you. But I will give you the horse, and I will give you a saddle. I will give you a guitar, and I will give you a violin. But you must only play them when you feel as if you will die." Nils thought, a horse, a saddle, a guitar, a violin. These are very good things. And when he mounted up upon the horse, he started to ride, the guitar at his back, the fiddle by his side. And as he started to ride, he did what we all do. He started to talk to himself. He said, "I could give the horse to my father. I could give the violin to one of my brothers. I could give the guitar to my other brother." And the horse stopped. As it stopped, it turned its head, and the horse started to speak. It said, "No, no, no. Do not give me to your father. Do not give the guitar to your brother. Do not give the violin to your other brother. You must ride on, and you will come to a great castle, white and wide, with great gates at its front, made of gold. And inside there is a king. He will want to buy me. But listen, do not sell me to the king." And the horse rode on. Nils could not believe it. This horse could speak. But sure enough, he rode, and he came to where there was a great castle, white and wide, golden gates at its front, and outside there was a soldier, a sword in his hand. He looked at Nils, and he went, "You, sir, we do not like your kind in this country. Go away." And the horse raised its head and said, "Oh, I think your master the king would like to see me." The sword that he had in his hand fell from his hand and fell and stuck in the ground, and the soldier said, "A talking horse, a horse that can talk. I will tell the king." And he went up the stairs, and the king was fast asleep. And the soldier grabbed the king and shook him and said, your Majesty, there's a talking horse downstairs." The king was going, "Will you stop shaking me? There had better be a talking horse, otherwise I shall Chop off your head. Oh, the horse can talk. The king got ready. Down the stairs he went. He stood in front of the horse and said, "Now, horse, talk to me." And the horse said nothing. The soldier was going, "Please talk." The king was going, "Please talk." The horse raised its head, and the horse said nothing. "Please talk," said the soldier. And here the horse spoke. It said, "Yes, your majesty, I do talk." "Oh, a talking horse! Sell that horse, sell that horse, sell that horse to me." And Nils said, "No. If you do not sell the horse to me, then I shall chop off your head." But the king said, "But first come inside and eat with me and drink with me, and we'll talk about the horse." They went inside. Nils ate. Nils drank, but not too much. Not the king. He ate as much as he could eat. He drank more than he could. He stood there and went, "You, sell the horse, sell the horse, sell the horse to me." And Nils said, "No. In that case, I shall chop off your head." And he ran outside, and he ran this way and that, and he went to the horse and said, "Horse, horse, I must sell you." And the horse said, "Listen, put me with the king's old horses. They have broken backs. They have legs that are lame. They cannot run. Put me with them, and the king will be happy tomorrow." The horse was put with the king's old horses, broken backs, lame legs, and the next morning everybody cheered. Do you know, I was so hoping for some help here. Everybody cheered. "Look at the king's horses, tall and strong, straight and young." And the king was very happy. He said, "You, sir, you have made my horses tall and strong and straight and good. I will give you a reward. I will give you a shirt that is made of gold. I'll give you trousers that are made of silver. I shall give you shoes that are covered in diamonds." And Nils was very proud. He walked along. Everyone looked. A golden shirt, silver trousers, shoes that were covered with diamonds. But there was an old man who had worked with the king for nearly 30 years, and he was not happy. He whispered in the king's ear, "This stranger has come to this land and he has used magic. And I think that you should send this stranger to go and find the queen. And if he finds the queen, then you can chop off his head." The king called for Nils. "You, sir, I think that you have used magic. I want you to find the queen, a crown upon her head, a beautiful face. I want you to find her. She has been gone for 7 years, and if you do not find her, I shall chop off your head." What he did not know was that the king would cut off his head if he did or didn't find her. Nils ran this way and that, and when he went to the horse, he said, "The king's going to cut off my head. Oh, please, what can I do?" The horse spoke. "Walk me backwards 3 times up a stream. Turn around once and twice and 3 times. Close your eyes and clap your hands once and twice and 3 times, and then you shall see something that will make you happy. Nils got on top of the horse and walked backwards up the stream, closed his eyes, turned around once and twice and 3 times, and clapped his hands once and twice and 3 times, and instead of that horse, there stood a woman, the Queen, a crown upon her head, a beautiful face. She said, "You have helped me. Everybody loved me better than the king. He sent me into the forest to get the magician to turn me into a horse. When we go back, the king will not be happy. But listen, I will help you." As they walked back, the 2 of them side by side, back into the great castle, white and wide with golden gates, everyone cheered. Everyone was happy to see the Queen return. Was the king happy? No. He reached for a great golden sword, long and sharp. He raised it high in the air. He was just about to chop off his head when the Queen said, "Oh, my king, before you kill him, you should give him one request, one wish, one present." The king took the sword and flung it down. He said, "What do you want?" Nils remembered that the magician had said that he could play the guitar or the violin, but he felt that he was going to die. He said, I would wish to play the violin, please." The king smiled. "Oh yes, you can play the violin." And when he started to play it, everyone who was there, they could not stop themselves. As he played the music, their feet started to move. People started to dance in a great circle. The king yelled, "Stop!" But he didn't stop. And he kept on playing louder and harder. And the king yelled again, "Stop!" But he did not stop. When he kept playing, this time, Nils, as he came past, grabbed the violin and he smashed it. "I shall put you down inside of the heart of this castle and wait for you for tomorrow, for then I shall cut your head off." Nils watched, and that night the moon was in the sky and the sun came up and they passed across the heavens, and again the king stood there, his great sharp golden sword high in his hand. He reached up into the air and the Queen said, "Your Majesty, aren't you supposed to give him one last wish? What do you want?" Nils remembered that he had the guitar. He said, I would wish to play the guitar, for I feel now that I'm close to dying." The king was worried, but the Queen looked and said, "My husband, please let me tie you to a tree. And when I tie you to a tree, you cannot dance." The king stood there. He put his arms by his side. The Queen wrapped the rope around his legs, around his body, right up to his neck, and he could not move. And he said, "Now play." And Nils started to play some music. Everyone's toes started to move, but the king, tied to a tree, could not move. And he said, "Play louder." And everyone danced this way and that, danced in a great circle, in and around that great castle. And the king yelled again, "Play louder." His feet were moving, but his body was still and straight. And then he yelled, but he wished that he hadn't, "Play louder." And when he said this, the tree in the ground, one root and another and another and another came out of the ground, and the tree started to dance with the king tied to it. It danced around in a great circle, and he yelled, "Stop, stop!" But he didn't stop. And the king watched as the tree danced its way right out of that place and danced to the bottom of the sea. The Queen spoke to Nils. Please stop your playing." And when he stopped, everyone rested. And when she needed help, All she had to do was wait for Nils to whisper in her ear, and he would help her. But when it was that she wanted to dance, she would say to Nils, "Please, play me music. Please, play."